When I heard your name, Namsai, the first point that comes to me is Namsai Declaration. Anybody aware about Namsai Declaration? Namsai Declaration? Anybody of you are aware about? Can you say? Assam and Arunachal Pradesh border dispute resolution. Like we are having a dialogue is particularly regarding the Assam states. So Assam states are having a dialogue with those states. We have a border disputes. Already we have an issues with Meghalaya specifically and also Arunachal Pradesh. But in case of Arunachal Pradesh, we are progressing. And Namsai Declaration is an example. So when I have heard his name, it was connected to that names. So anything that you have studied either for APSC or UPSC, this is the thing that is happening in and around us. Whatever the things happening in and around us, these are the topics that we are actually studied in UPSC exam or APSC exam. That is a subject that you are also going to study. There is nothing new in our syllabus. When you are going through the syllabus, you should not be surprised with that. These things I have to study as a new subject. There is nothing to study as new. We are organizing the entire structure or a content into a one syllabus, and this syllabus is already designed by this UPSC or APSC. First, I will discuss the syllabus or the stages of the exam as part of the preparation for the APSC and the UPSC. The syllabus that you got, which is also designed by myself, because when you got this syllabus in the websites, it will be a list of content, and you will be unable to identify which subjects which will be coming under this module, and what are the subjects that we need to study under GS4, GS3, GS2, like you will be confused. But to make it so easy, we have given in a kind of a pie chart, in a simple way, GS1, 2, 3 given in a structured way. So you can easily understand in GS1 paper, Indian history is the world history specifically for UPSC, but Assam, there is no world history. Post-independence is also part of the Indian history, then Indian society, and then we have the geography of India specifically and the world geography. So this you can see when you see the syllabus GS1 together, you can go through the syllabus first, then you will understand the syllabus that we have designed is properly to make you understand what we have to study under each syllabus. So the stages of the exam, either APSC or UPSC, normally we have to go through 3 stages. One is the prelims stage, prelims exam. The prelims exam is that a question is given to you and answer is also in front of you. The answer is in front of you with the 4 options. Out of these 4 options, we have to choose one is the correct answer. That means prelims, the answer is in front of you. We only need to recognize which one is absolutely or mostly correct to that questions. That means prelims is not about memorizing the content. Prelims is not about memorizing the content and studying everything like that you have studied in the university or the previous school. We are memorizing all the content you have studied and we are going into that. It is not about the prelims. We are only reading and again reading, again reading, again reading. That is called a revision. If you are reading multiple times, then when you see this option, you can easily recognize that, yes, this one I have read. And this is a correct answer I feel. So the answer is C. Like that we are doing in the prelims exam. In prelims exam, we have 2 papers. One is known as GS1 paper. See, GS paper 1, that is general studies, which include all the Indian polity economic syllabus. The second one, as she mentioned, that she was in difficulty in the CSAT paper. That is known as GS paper 2, CSAT, Civil Service Aptitude Test, which include English comprehension. That means there will be a paragraph. We have to read a paragraph. Out of that paragraph, few questions will be given, and we need to write. We need to find an answer to those questions. Comprehension will be around 30 to 40 questions will be there in comprehension. Then mathematics, the basics of the mathematics that you have studied in school, that you have studied in any of the courses that in the previous time, mathematics basics. The reasoning, which may be include the alphabetic letter coding, and other reasoning like the arrangement order, ranking order, such a kind of question can be asked in the CSAT. That is CSAT paper. But CSAT paper is just a qualifying paper. Qualifying paper means A minimum score should be, you have to score minimum score. If you have scored that score minimum, then you are qualified. That means out of 200 mark in CSAT paper, we have to get 67.7 mark in case of UPSC exam. If you are qualified with the 67.7, the CSAT paper you are qualified and you are eligible to evaluate for the GS paper, or you are eligible to qualify for the mains. Second one is I told you GS1 paper. So here the cutoff is coming. So mostly when any exam is over, people will come and people will ask in public, what is expected cutoff? The cutoff means you are considering regarding the GS1 paper, general studies paper. It will be depending upon the different year. Maybe some year the question paper will be so tough. Everyone, those who appeared in the exam phase, it was a difficult paper. That means we can expect that the cutoff will be less, maybe less than 100, maybe less than 90. If it is so easy, then we will say the expected cutoff will be more than 100 or 110. So that means GS paper is depending upon the cutoff, that we cannot specifically say that it is 100. We cannot specifically say that it is 900 or 990, no 990, like that. That means in GS paper 1, we have to target at least 110 plus or else 100 plus if it is a difficult paper. Then we are safe. We are safe, that means we scored in GS paper 1 with 100 plus, and in CSAT with a strategic method we followed, and by following the strategic method we will discuss that how to follow those strategic method, and then we are qualified with the above 67.7 in the CSAT paper, yes, then we are qualified in the prelims exam. After qualifying the prelims exam, the next stage of the exam is known as the mains exam. Mains means descriptive answer writing. Descriptive answer writing means the answer is not in front of you. The answer is not in front of you. There will be a blank sheet. The word limit is there. Some question may be 150 words. Some question will be 250 words. A specific word limit has been provided. A space also provided. If it is 150 word, 3 sheet or 3 pages will be there. 250 word, maybe 4 pages will be provided. We have to write an answer. That means it is a blank sheet. Question is there, but blank sheet. That means we can prepare the content already. We can deliver those content to those questions depending upon that question. Demand of the questions we can address, but we already prepared those content. By preparing those content, then we can deliver in the mains. That is regarding the main strategy. But mains, we have more papers, not just one paper. It is GS 1, 2, 3, 4, and including the essay paper. But for you APSC, we do not have currently optional paper. But if it is a UPSC, then we have to study optional paper is also there. Optional paper means you can choose any other stream. For example, I am good at sociology, then I can take sociology. But I am good at mathematics, or I am interested in mathematics, then I can take mathematics. Or else you have studied medical science, then you can take medical science. Or else I have studied history, you can take history as an option. It depending upon your interested area, not necessarily that this is a subject that you have studied in graduation, not necessary. For example, those who have studied BTech, they are now taking sociology, anthropology, philosophy, because there is no connection to sociology with the BTech, whatever they have studied in the BTech course. That means optional paper means which subject that you are interested. That you are interested and you are also want to study as a new subject for UPSC exam. This is called as optional paper. Now optional paper is only for the UPSC mains exam. But for APSC currently we do not have optional paper. Recently it was removed. So these are the syllabus that we'll study. Prelims mark will not be calculated for your rank list. Prelims is just a key for writing the mains exam. Prelims is just a qualifying stage to write the mains exam. That means the mark you have got in the prelims exam will not be calculated for the top rank. That means we do not require to score 200 out of 200 in the prelims. We only need to score above the cutoff, which with a safe rank, safe mark. Mains, how many mark you got in the mains, this mark will determine your rank list. This will be calculated in UPSC 1000 and 1750 is the total mark in UPSC means total 9 paper will be there. Out of this 1750, how much mark you got? That will depend on your rank list in the final. Because personality test, there is no interview in UPSC and APSC. When you read the syllabus, according to APSC and UPSC, it is known as personality test. Because after writing the mains and you qualified the mains above the cutoff, then you are going to appear for this test. That test is known as personality test. Here, they are not going to check your knowledge. Already they have analyzed your knowledge with the prelims. They already analyzed your knowledge with the mains. Now this is a stage whether you are a good person or not. Are you suitable for this service? For that, we have to analyze your personality test. That is only UPSC or APSC one. So we have to develop a personality that is suitable for civil service administration. Police is also civil service. What is meant by civil service? Anybody can suggest? Civil service, you can. Civil means we the people. We the people, and we are also part of the same people, and we are doing some service to the people. Then it is known as civil service. We are doing service. We are not dictating the people. We are not becoming a dictator in those areas. We are doing service to the public, and that is why we are calling it is civil service. Administrative. So certain administration we have to do as a leader. That means you are in the leader. You are a leader in that districts. Maybe you are assisting to that the major leader. So ACS, Assam Civil Service. ACS is assisting the deputy commissioner. So you are the assistant deputy commissioner. Some way we are doing the leadership. So we are the leader in dealing with civil services. And this service that we are going to achieve. So are you suitable for that? So they are only checking the test, which is a personality test. Throughout this journey of 2 years or maybe 3 years, we have to face many problems. We will face many stress. We will face many pressure. Our mental stage, physical problem, everything we will face throughout this journey. And gradually, by tackling and addressing each of these problems, we will develop a certain kind of a personality, which will also help you to qualify this exam. Gradually, you will develop an attitude, a perception about everything in a good way as an administrator. So you can simply qualify the personality test. So I'm just introducing you these 3 stages. Now, how many of you have understood these 3 stages? Got an idea? What are these stages? I mean, most important is actually mains. The score that you have scored in the mains, that will determine you whether you are first rank, second rank, third rank. Mains, we cannot ignore. And we have to study mains also together with the prelims in normal cases. GS paper, syllabus. Now I will discuss what are in the GS paper 1, 2, 3 in simple way. We have got the multiple content in the GS 1, 2, 3 paper. But if you take GS 1 paper, what is there in GS 1 paper? There is a theme. There is a theme. It is not they are giving you random modules in GS 1 paper. When you analyze each of these modules in GS 1, for example, history, society, geography, entire module is talking about you should know about India. When you are going to study about India, you should know the history of India, Indian history. So to know our country, we should know our past. To know any person, you should know the past of that person. Yes? If you are trying to understand any person, you should know what was the past of this person. So that is Indian history. Then the society. What is our society? What are the features of Indian society? How our society is different from other society? Societies also we are going to study about India. Then we have geography. Geographical factor is mostly connected to us. For example, Assam you can take. We have many climatic weather condition is there which has affected the geography of Assam. And we are also part of the tectonic plate that sometime we can experience earthquake in the future. Earthquake already happened in Assam in the past. Tectonic boundaries, geographical resources, then the forest reserve. Why our climate we are experiencing winter? Why some period we are experiencing more rainfall? Why there is a flood in the Assam? Similar like that, Assam, or if it is India and there, the geography of India, particularly why southern states are different, why the northern eastern state are different, why the north part of India is different. So to know that, we are studying the geography. Geography is also part of to know our country. So GS1 means we are going to study about India in detail. Once you study India, then the second GS paper is known as System of the Government. We know our country. Now we are going to study how the government functions. And what is the main principle that we follow as part of the system of the government, that is Constitution of India. Every system, every policy, every law that we are making here, we are following according to the Constitution of India. If any of your fundamental right is violated, we'll go and take the provision in the Constitution, then we are going to the court. My right to freedom is violated. My right to privacy is violated because the another person has taken access to my mobile phone. Mobile itself is a privacy, like that. So these constitution, and according to constitution, the government are functioning. The policies are made. The schemes are initiative for welfare of the people. Those things, not just the domestic political affairs, but also foreign policy, international relation. How we maintain good relation with UK, US, Russia, China, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, then Nepal, like this, or Southeast nations. How we maintain the foreign policy perspective with good relation with other countries. That is also part of the policy perspective, system of the government. So these entire modules are part of your GS2 polity. Social justice means welfare policies, welfare initiative for ensuring justice in the society. Then we have IR in the GS2 paper. Next syllabus is GS3. How the same country can develop and what are the contribution, what the sector that is helping for the growth of our nation. So for a development of the nation, economy is important. Economy means agriculture sector, industrial sector, which is also part of economy, and we are the leaders in the tomorrow. We need to work for the growth of the nation, development of the nation. Economy is part of, but we cannot ignore the importance of environment. If you are ignoring the environment, there is no sustainable development. Then we can only survive for next 10 years. Then the entire planet, entire system will collapse. We need to conserve forest without affecting the forest reserve, without affecting the ecosystem that we live. How we can develop in a proper way that will be useful for the next generation. Sustainable development. So for that, we are also studying environment in the GS3, balancing the development policies. Along with that, this is the age of science. How the science innovations, which also will help for development. For example, ISRO initiative, why we are going to the space. There is something that they are doing. They are finding a solution that we are facing today. If it is telemedicine, for example, we are unable to reach the rural areas directly. Either there is no road or there is no connectivity. But telemedicine, some communication is provided. If these facilities can be provided by the invention of the science, by space effort, then we can reach the rural area, we can connect with the rural area, we can deliver the health service. Yes, possibility, development. For example, we have seen the drone. Now the drones, which is also helping for agriculture development or delivering the vaccine to the remote areas. We are unable to reach the hill areas. During the COVID-19, we have delivered this vaccine through the drone. So these are science. It can be nanotechnology, it can be biotechnology, anything that we study under science. Then in face of this development process, we also face some problem like security challenges. Security challenges means terrorism, infiltration. Internal security means left-wing extremism. Or internal security, some civil war may be happen in the future. Or Maoist attack on the governments. Internal or external. Or maybe cyber attack. Recently, AIMS, all in the medical institution, already faced a cyber attack. So that is also kind of a security challenge that we are facing. And tomorrow you are in service. Your same department website may be attacked by another person. Hacking or cyber attack will be there. Cyber security also we will study how to tackle cyber security. These are part of the GS3 syllabus, which include economy, environment, science, you can see that, security, disaster management. Disaster management, something like unexpected event. It can be earthquake, it can be landslide, it can be cyclone, it can be flood. How we can address these problems? Disaster management. The next syllabus is known as GS for ethics. Ethics means you should have a good attitude and you should have an ethical concept, ethical mentality in dealing with these services. If you are not ethically good, there is no point you are learning everything. As a civil service officer, we must be ethically good. Ethically means you are morally, situational wise, you are morally right. Some cases. Ethically right. You are doing certain things for the good of the people. You are not harming the people. How that we can take a decision that this will be good for this society and this my action will be good for that person. For example, your attitude may influence. For example, if my attitude is, imagine if my attitude is not considering Dalit as human. I always think Dalit is not to the people. They are outcast. We should not treat them as human. Then I will practice like untouchable practices, or I will have a practice of in the mindset that is caste discrimination is there. If imagine that if I am an IS officer, then whatever the welfare is there for the Dalit community, I will not give. I will only favor few people. That is politically influenced. Maybe they are belong to my caste, they maybe belong to my religion. I will support them only. Then I am not a good person. But for this service, we should have a capability ethically that whoever is come in front of me, if they are in need of assistance from the government, I should be able to do it. Whether they belong to any religion, whether they belong to any caste, whether they are in different color, no matter. I'm doing it a service for everyone, inclusive rules. So these things that we'll study in the GS4 ethics by concepts and application. Application means case studies. Some problem will be given. For example, Gujarat, there was a collapse of the bridge. You might have seen in the news. A collapse of the bridge was there. During Sunday, people were came, and because of the overcrowding in that bridge, completely collapsed. Death of the people after that. So it was a major problem. This case will be given to you. If you are a deputy commissioner in the Gujarat region, what will be your immediate solution? What will be your medium solution? What will be your long-term solution in order to prevent these incidents? These are examples of the case study. These examples will be given to you and you are solving in the main science of GS4 ethics case study. It can be flood also, if a flood is there, or otherwise pandemic, virus is there. It was spread over your region, or Dispur region, entire area, new virus was found, and many people, it was spreading, many people already died, many people already infected. And if you are the deputy commissioner in the Dispur region, how you will tackle? Step 1, 2, 3. That is known as case study, application level as a civil service officer. Apart from that, we have to write 2 essay in our mains exam, essay syllabus. It can be any issue, economy, social science, or any other area. Maybe philosophical question will be asked in essay paper. There we will have to write a long answers. Long answer means we have to write 1,200 words. We have to write 10-page essay. That will be 2 essay we have to write in 3 hours. Essay means long paragraph essay, taking a subject and addressing each of these issues, and we are giving some suggestion, and we are ending with a future dream or future aspiration, future objectivities. Essay is also part of our syllabus. For that, once you have learned this content, then if you are practicing essay, then you will be developing a skill to write essay. Essay specifically means to the UPSC perspective or APSC perspective. By studying this entire syllabus and you have developed a certain content, the same content, you are developing into a kind of an approach which is a long answer writing. If you are appearing APSC, the only addition you have to prepare is the GS5 paper. GS5 paper means Assam history, then Assam polity, Assam economy, Assam geography, then Assam government initiative policies, specifically current affairs also. These included under the GS5. If you are studying APSC, addition is GS5. Now you tell me, can you prepare for the UPSC exam by looking to this syllabus? You already studied this syllabus, and if you are preparing APSC, you have to study extra. Yes, but for UPSC, you only need to study this and optional paper. Optional paper is extra, but here the extra is Assam portion. But future, we don't know whether they will come with optional paper in Assam. We don't know, but till now, optional paper is removed. But UPSC, we have an optional paper, but there is an advantage in optional paper also. You can score better. But here, the addition in case of GS paper is Assam portion is an extra for APSC perspective. So I would suggest when you are preparing for the exam, you should target both. I will tell that more easy is UPSC than the APSC. We'll discuss how to solve questions in the prelims also. The techniques that discuss here, 1 or 2 techniques we'll discuss, and we'll solve those questions in the same session. And once you have studied the syllabus, the first question to you is how to study. How many of you have this doubt in your hand, like how to study it? I know the syllabus. I have watched many YouTube videos. I have watched many content, but my doubt is how to study it a scientific way where I can clear in the first attempts or the next attempts, because already I have given an attempt for an experimentation. But I want to clear in the right way, the right guidance, and I can clear this in the next attempts. How many of you want to clear the next attempt that you are targeting? How many of you want to clear this exam in the next attempts? You please raise your hand. You want to clear? Yes. No need to be shy. You have to raise your hand because we are the civil service officer. They're not the college student. That is over. When you are sitting in the civil service class, you must imagine like I'm a civil service officer. Maybe you are in college or maybe doing the course. That doesn't matter here. When you are sitting for the civil service, our attitude changed. When you are reaching college, yes, college. That is different. That college only just fun, having fun, and with college with fun, I bunk the class and go some chit chat. That is college life. But when we are civil service, problem hai kya? De do mujhe problem, I will solve it. This is like the attitude as a civil service we have to. In the midnight, you will get a call. And mama is calling. Mujhe Shahrukh to pata nahi. Kaun hai Shahrukh? Like we have to answer, sir, Shahrukh is a leading actor in the Bollywood. At any time, the call will come you from the departments and we need to answer. And Mr. Sir, above. They are the people in power. So we need to act immediately even if you are sleeping. Disaster. Yes, I'm ready now. Get. This is the way we will have to act as a civil service officer. Otherwise, you will not clear. You have to imagine that, yes, I'm capable of doing this service. Any problem is there, I will solve it. Like that way you have to stretch. First stage is prioritization strategy. When you have watched the syllabus or any YouTube video, they will tell you, you have to go through the PYQs. What do you mean by PYQ? Anybody? PYQ? Yeah, previous year question paper. And you will go through the previous year question and you will tell, what is point? I am going through this question. It's 2019 question, it's 2022 question. Kya karega main? You are going through the previous year question as it was sold by the YouTube or other content, and you are taking the question paper, you are going through. But that is not mean by going through the previous year question. That means you have an homework there. The homework is that we need to prioritize which are the syllabus is core. These are the syllabus that we are okay. But which one is most important? Which subjects that we have to study more than the other? That is mean by prioritization. Because for example, in recent trends, when you check APSC or UPSC, economic questions are coming more. Maybe connected to current affair. And economy is important. Then banking failure, then the system fail. When inflation is there, inflation means all the people have money. There is a more money supply in the markets. And there is no demand for money. Money value is decreased. Inflation. That may affect our day-to-day life. When you are going to the Naliapur markets, सारे सब्जी को ज़्यादा पैसे चाहते हैं, पैसा बढ़ जाता है. That means inflation. And we need more money to live. For a poor people, they do not have sufficient income. They do not have a job. How will they generate this money? That means when inflation is, it is the problem of the society. Maybe economic problem, but the result is Society is going again more into poverty. So all these problems which is coming in the news, economy, we cannot ignore. We have to study economy in detail. Basic concepts, the problem, current affair. Polity, the system, whether it is the state of Assam, whether it is central government, system is important. Polity, regularly 10 to 15 questions are coming from polity. Means polity is also core subject, economy is also core subject. Economy in UPSC exam, every year 20 questions are asked. 20 questions are asked from economy, 15 median level, average level, 15 questions from polity. Then geography is also the basic concept. If you are studying Assam geography, and geography is important for Assam perspective. Ecology, because we are taking initiative for addressing climate change, environmental problem, particularly Assam, we have more reserve, not just Kaziranga, we have more and more reserve in the Assam regions. Then current affair, that is also important. All the questions in the prelims or mains exam are linked to current affair. Science and technology, then developments which is coming into the science now 5G, next is 6G. More and more technology is coming in the field of science. Space, now ISRO is going to take a new challenge, Gaganyaan mission. We are sending human to the space. We are growing in scientific technology and the research, biotechnology, GM crop, GM rubber. I think how many of you have heard about GM rubber? The rubber cultivation may not be suitable for the climate condition of the Assam, but we are trying another way by modifying the crop of the rubber, and we are trying to cultivate this altered rubber in Assam regions from the Kerala, GM rubber. These initiatives are being studied. Indian history, that is a core. Either 20 question, 15 question is coming from Indian history, which include ancient, medieval, modern Indian, then art and culture. Then international relations, some international organization may be asked. Maybe ASEAN, maybe Shanghai Cooperation, maybe now the G20 summit is going on, which will be held in India. The advertisement you might have seen, G20 logo, like that. G20 logo already asked in APSC prelim this year, like that. Assam specific will be there if you are preparing for APSC. 33% will be from Assam specific portion in the prelims. That is this way you have to identify the core. Then if you have taken polity also, we need to prioritize. You have to take polity question, individual wise. Then you can say that some modules are higher number of questions are asked regularly. Some module less number of questions are asked. That means we need to read more number of time if the module is parliament, if the module is state and legislature. Those module we have to read multiple times. The return is more. It is also about cost to benefit ratio. Which is subject that you are investing more, that subject should get a more return. If it is a business, what about business? We are investing some money. When we are investing some money, the objective is that we should get more return. Similar way, we are doing the business. Our business is not one sector which is not having any demand, but our investment is there is a demand in this module. Demand means more questions are asked from this module. So we are investing more on this module, and accordingly we will prioritize. This will help you in qualifying the exam in the first attempts. Otherwise, the entire year you wasted for unnecessary module, unnecessary subjects. Necessary, important, accordingly we are reading, then we can qualify it. Next one. You may have a doubt where to study, how to study. So that if you have joined our course, we have two kind of material. If you are appearing APSC or UPSC integrated, you will get this material, which will be in kind of this color. This color material, which is combined the Assam portion and the general India perspective. Indian polity, Assam polity combined together into one sense. If you're only targeting UPSC, then we have a UPSC material here. This one. Separately, exclusively Indian polity entirely. Why this material? I'll tell you. This is the Lakshmigan, for example. I'm the faculty of the polity and the current affairs. For that, I'm taking an example of Indian polity Lakshmigan. Whenever you are starting preparations, everyone will tell you, by Lakshmigan, start reading. When you read Lakshmigan, you will never understand what is it. Polity means the language that they have used in polity is legal language. The problem with the legal language, first statement they will say something. The next statement will be, this will not be available in the first statement. Some loophole. You might have seen. Whenever any judicial case is going on, every point there is a loophole. And when you read Lakshmikant alone by self, you may not be able to understand what is important there. For example, Spati, and you sometimes some concept you may not be able to understand by reading this paragraph. And there are content which is unnecessary content is there in this bulky text. So that we have taken only the necessary content according to the question which is there asked, and we have made it very simple. The thickness is reduced. More important content is given in the study material. And if you are facing that, how to make a note, and you don't need to make a note separately. Already there is a note. If anything need to be added as an addition based on the current affair, you can add it here only. The study material is there. Whenever we are taking the class, we are also going through the study material, and there will be more content will be taken in the class. That will be referred from the Indian Lakshmikants. That means something you don't need to go entire detail about the Lakshmikant. Something you may not be able to understand also. Those will be explained in the session. And if anything is addition, you already have a note. It's like a handwritten note, but we have made it in a printed form. Printed form means some handwritten note you may not be able to read it. If it is a printed form and if it is hard copy material, then you can simply and read and understand. There's no issue in that. Any update is there, we will tell in the class. Those who join, you can add this point there. Like this way, already you have a note. This can be used for revision. Which one is easy for revision? You tell me, this or this one. If revision is going on, and which notebook, if which book will be easy to revise multiple times, whether this one or this one. This one, this I can read maximum 2 times or 3 times, but this one I can read 3, 5, 6 times, 7 times. I can read it more number of times. Means I am strong in Indian polity now. If any questions come, I will get more rights. It's also about not to have lot of knowledge. It's about, are you ready to qualify the exam? Whether you have a knowledge to qualify the exam. That is a matter also in exam perspective. So this how we will provide you the study material. That is also what I am going to discuss. You make a study plan. We'll also provide you a guidance for the study plan. This week or this month, I'm taking Indian history. Ancient Indian history, I will complete. So I will start from April 7 or April 17. From April 17 to May 15, I have a schedule. And within this month, I will complete ancient Indian history. Or if you have taken, you're interested in geography, then you can say that my preparation, I'm going to start with geography. You should have a study plan. Not necessary that always you are going according with the study plan. Never will happen. Because we are human, we cannot predict what is happening in the tomorrow. We cannot predict. We may die also, we don't know. Tomorrow, we don't know that whether we will live or not. But the plan, the study plan that will help in getting a guidance or a right path. I'm going in the right path. Someday you cannot do like that you wish to do. You have a plan to read 2 hours, but some cases where or your job is there, college, there is some semester exam is going on, you are unable to do. Then you can make another plan. You can make an alternative. For example, Sunday or any other holiday, you can invest on that and you can start preparation that. Study plan means the study plan is a direction that can be amended according to the cases that you face. So you must have a study plan. Accordingly, you have to go through this content. Making notes will also assist you how to make a notes. Some subjects you will have to prepare a note. It can be visual. It can be a different way. This is my current note of geography. It will also guide you if you are facing a problem when you start preparing. Sir, I don't know how to make a good notebook or good note. Then we will help you like this. You can see that each of this chapter, which is based on NCERT, this note is prepared based on the NCERT geography, and each of this page you can see that the revision content of this page is given here in a visual manner. Mainly geography, we can use map, we can use the illustrations in geography. The same content I can use it in mains also, like the planet, All these planet features of the planet is there in one single sheet. If I want to take it out, I can take it out. These are attached to that each page. That means I want to tell you that not just giving you content will also help you how to make notes. If there is an individual handwritten need to be prepared. Geography is a notebook that you have to prepare certain area which visually to make it understand. Moving on. Methods of study is there. I'm not going to discuss all. Different methods is there. There's no one way of preparing the UPSC or APSC exam. There are multiple ways, different methods we are using, and all these methods are scientific. Some of the method that I will discuss here regarding prelims boosted test series. Along with our course, we also provide weekly test. Weekly test means either Saturday for offline batch. If it is online, will be on Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, weekend, we are conducting test. That means once the week class is over, Monday to Friday is normally our class happens. When the class is over, whatever the content that we have learned, we are checking that whether you have understood or not for the exam perspective. Prelims, are you having, like, do you have a content to solve the prelims question, whatever the content that you have learned in the last week? By analyzing the prelim test series, you can understand, are you good at geography? Are you facing any problem with the economy? And which module you are facing the problem, we can understand easily. While going through the test, we'll also teach you some tips and the tricks that will help you solving the prelims question. Why? This is also important, I will discuss. Generally, you have studied everything for the prelims exam and the mains exam. Imagine, like, you studied entire syllabus. But even if you are appearing to prelims exam, out of 100 questions, 40 questions will be familiar to you. क्या पूछे ये क्वेश्चन मुझे पता नहीं था, मैंने ये न्यूज़पेपर में नहीं दिखा, but this question worth the hours. Then after the exam, we will find to know, oh, it was in that Kicket. It was somewhere in that. Oh, those questions they were asked. We are surprised to see such a question. All exam, either APSC, UPSC exam, out of 100, only 40 questions that you can solve with knowledge or with familiarity. The remaining large number of questions you may not have a knowledge or lack of knowledge or half knowledge. How we can solve the remaining 60 questions to qualify the exam? For example, if I am taking only 40 questions, 40 into 2 in the UPSC and APSC, for getting right answer, you will get 2 marks in prelims exam. 40 means 40 questions if you are getting correct, 40 into 2, you are getting 80. But even we are doing these 40 questions with more pressure. Within the time constraint, we are doing the 40. There is a like careless mistake will be there. So we can assume that 35 is at least correct. Out of 40 we have given, 35 is correct. Negative mark is also there. In APSC, it is 1 by 4, that is 0.5 is a negative mark. In UPSC, it is 1 by 3, 0.6 is a negative mark. More negative is there in the UPSC. 35 into 2, 70 mark. 70 minus 5 into 0.5, then 2.5. How much is coming? 5 into 2.5. 2.5. 5 into 0.5, how much is coming? 2.5. 35 into 2, 70 minus 2.5, then 67.5. That is the score you are getting in the prelims exam. Are you able to qualify? No. The cutoff will be probability in general way. It will be more than 80. If it is a difficult paper, sometimes it may not be difficult paper, only 40 you are familiar. But how we can solve this more 60 by adding more 10 question that we are doing with the guess. Before I will give you a techniques, can you solve this question? This was a UPSC prelims recent 2022 question regarding international organization. Everybody aware about the United Nations General Assembly, UN General Assembly. In recent time there was a meeting was also there. This was a question that they have asked in 2022. I told you that in UPSC prelims or APSC prelims, answer is in front of you. A, B, C, D. Out of these 4 options, one is answer. Answer is in front of you. This trend is also followed by APSC now. Earlier, Assam exam was not like statement type questions. But now, when you have analyzed the last 2023, March 26 APSC prelims, they were following the exact pattern of the UPSC. And I told, and we also told in the classes, like this year, APSC will be like UPSC. And those who have attended the class, we are taken the class orientation towards UPSC pattern, so that they have help with this strategy. So before I am giving the techniques, you can try to solve it. Is it visible to you? Backside. Statement 1, then the 3 statement has been given and options are there. Statement 1, with a reference to United Nations General Assembly, consider these 3 statements and we have to identify among these statements. The question is actually, which of the following statement is correct? Not this one. Which of the following statement is correct? That was the question asked. Which of the following statement is correct? Statement 1, UN General Assembly can grant observer status to non-member states. Do you have any knowledge on that? How many of you do not have a knowledge now? You please raise your hand. I'm asking you. I think you didn't study about UN General Assembly detail. How many of you feel that you do not have a knowledge? You please raise your hand. I think nobody have a knowledge on that. Let's it be. Second statement. Intergovernmental organization can seek observer status in the UN General Assembly. You don't know. Permanent observer status in the UN General Assembly can maintain mission at the UN headquarters. Now you tell me which will be the answer. Normal cases, if you do not have a knowledge, what you will do? You will leave the questions. Normally you will leave the questions because you cannot solve it, because there is a without knowledge or lack of knowledge is there. But that means if you are leaving the question and again, there's a less chance that you can score well. So I'm giving a techniques that the techniques in the tips and tricks session, one of the method that we will teach you is playing with the keywords. There are certain keywords that are used by UPSC or APSC. By following this keyword, if you know the meaning of this keyword, the strategic meaning of this keyword, you will get able to solve it. I'm taking the word can be. Simple way, the can or can be means possibility. I can do it. I can achieve it. It is applicable. It can be used for that application. It can be used for those checking the medical or checking the heart. For example, wearable devices. Wearable devices can be used for like measuring the stress, measuring the heartbeats. Can be means possibility or positive statements. It is possible. Whenever you are seeing any keyword can or can be, we can assume that these keywords are used to ensure that it is possible. Possible means positive. Positive means statement will be correct. Can, possible, they can do it. I can do it. It can be done. It's possible. Now you can read this statement again. The same question I will give you. You have to identify the keywords and you tell me, can you solve it? There is a can here. There is a can here. And third can here. You don't have a knowledge. By identifying this keyword, what you have understood now? United Nations General Assembly can grant observer status to those who are not a member of the states. Yes, possible, they can give. If they wish to do, it is not saying compulsory should give. It is saying that they can add it. They can give observer status. That is possible. Statement 1, possible. Statement 2, intergovernmental organization. Intergovernmental means government to government organization. If they are seeking observation status, UN General Assembly can do that. Or they can also approach UN General Assembly to get observer status. Can be done. They can approach. What's the problem in that? Can. 2 is correct. The next one is coming here. Permanent observer in the United Nations Assembly can maintain a mission at UN headquarters. Possible, they can maintain. Answer will be D. All these statements are correct. This is how we are solving the UPSC question. That means there is no need to have a complete knowledge for solving the prelims question. You have to follow some scientific strategy by following these techniques, and logically when you read, it is possible. This one just a keyword that I have discussed here, you will get an answer even with the knowledge. Before discussing the techniques, you already said that you do not have knowledge. When I asked you to solve the question, you are surprised how we can solve it. And once you got the techniques, you feel that we can solve it. Statement questions are so easy. Normally, if it is statement type question, it is so easy. This one, this year, APSC question I'm taking. APSC, and majority has already said that you are targeting APSC. Assume that you do not have a knowledge on the first statements. So this is the basic knowledge that you should have, that is you leave. But can you read the second and third statement with the technique that I discussed? A person belonging to scheduled caste or scheduled tribe can contest election from general constituency too. Is it possible? When there is a can, we have to assume it's can, because we are solving without knowledge. If a member of the parliament vote against direction of his or her party, he or she can be deemed to be disqualified on the ground of defection. Can be? Yes, possible. It can be disqualified. 2 and 3 answer. Now tell me answer. You don't have a knowledge on the first statement, but can you solve it? Which will be the answer? Because by looking to the option, there is no all of the above. Then you tell me which will is the correct answer. Without knowledge you solve, you didn't study polity. You don't have a basic knowledge. Keywords help you in solving the question. Understood? It was a APSC question I'm telling. They were following the UPSC pattern. Can also used to make the statement correct. Answer key according to APSC, they already issued answer this. C was answer. The age is not 35, it is 30. That is factual error. I will discuss when you joined our course. This statement also there is a technique that we'll discuss regarding type of the statement which they will use statement to make wrong. Different statement that is UPSC and APSC is made to make the statement wrong. So if you know that there is a fact is used and this is wrong, like that we can also identify which statement is wrong. So this one techniques already given without studying polity and Lakshmi Gam, you have solved this question. Understood? Enjoying the techniques? Just one prelims perspective. Next one I am discussing. Thinking out of the box. Do you want more techniques? Thinking out of the box, this can be used for any PSC exam, not a UPSC exam. This will we are going to any exam, ABCD, any UPSC entrance exam. Normally, you will get a ABCD type questions, multiple choice. Box. We are not going to solve with the knowledge. Box means we have studied something and we are limited with that box knowledge. Now we are breaking that box, we are out. We are not going to with any knowledge. We are solving certain question out of knowledge. We are opening up our minds. We are not closed. We may take our common sense. We may take our logic. Some idea will take. First question we are going to solve is this one. It was a UPSC 2017 question regarding one initiative known as recognition of prior learning. Anybody aware about this initiative? How many of you are not aware? You can raise. You are not aware about how to solve this question. I will assist you. Thinking out of the box. I don't know about the scheme. Assume like that. I don't know about the scheme. Take one example. This is a scheme they have asked, recognition of prior learning. What is the objective of this scheme? So the method that I'm here using, thinking out of the box, I'm taking each of this keyword meaning. First I'm taking the word recognition. Recognition means somebody is recognized. Whenever somebody is recognized, somebody has got a certification. By certification, they are recognized. That person is a recognized one. Is qualified as a PhD. Certified. Is certified with the PG, certified with the MPhil, certified with the PhD, certification, or we can say recognize. That is what mean by recognition. Now, out of these four options, if anything is mentioned certification, we can take it, otherwise we can delete it. If any statement, there is no certification keyword, we can remove it. Now you tell me which option we can remove. Here certification is there, we cannot remove it. Second statement, enrolling person in university for distance learning program. There is no certification. We are deleting it. Third, reserving some skilled job to rural urban poor in some public sector undertaking. No certification. Yes, D is also there. Here is also there. So 50-50 now. Now we are taking next keyword. Prior, something before. Learning. So if you are taking two words, prior learning. This learning that we have already learned. This learning which is already we have acquired before. Maybe I have some skill already. Maybe I learned some traditional, or maybe on the earlier times, maybe my father taught me, or my ancestor taught me. Some knowledge in earlier time, I already learned it. The prior learned it. So that this learning I am not acquired for any institutions. I'm not going to go for any skill development. I'm not going to any college to learn it. These are the learning that I have already learned. Prior learning. Previously, I have learned. Before that, I have learned. Traditionally, I have learned. Now, which of the following is mostly absolutely correct? Yeah. Acquired by the construction workers through traditional channels. Answer was here. This one. Restructuring the keyword which is there asked in the question APSC. This will be much faster. You are just a first time you are solving the questions. By practice, when we develop this skill, you will get this idea much faster and you will solve it immediately. Next one. I will give you a hint. You have to tell me the answer. R2 code practices. Anybody know? We are taking R2. There are two R. And which options of the following has two R? That means a letter, a word which is start with the letter R. So there should be a R2. That is two R should be there. Responsible, recycling, first statements. Wetland International, Ramsar Convention, that is Ramsar. Here I got two sustainable practices in cultivation, agriculture, crops, degraded land. There is no R. Environmental assessment in the exploitation of the resources. Now you tell me which will be the answer. 2R is coming in which option? A is the answer. Done. Strategy. This way, we'll solve the questions in our prelims exam. You don't have to worry about it. It is not just about knowledge. Even if you have knowledge, many students had already told you, I studied much, but I am unable to solve prelims question. I didn't score well. The reason is, these strategics, they didn't practice. It is also part of our course, tips and tricks session, and we are not teaching you the polity like the content. We are teaching you the polity with illustrations. I told you, the Lakshmi Kant, we are not teaching you these books in like this way. That will be boring. So we are teaching you visually, and by illustrations that you can connect it. For example, taking the fundamental rate, etc., that will teach you like this. What you are identified by this illustration, anything are you able to connect? Planets, solar system. The constitution is like the sun. Every law of this land should be followed according to the Constitution of India. First planet, which is the first planet? Mercury, Venus, then Earth. The living, that is habitable zone, where we can see the human life. That is the Earth. Similar like the fundamental rights. Fundamental right is important for the life of the human. Basic knowledge. Like the third, then it will be followed by DPSP. That is Article 1 to 4, Union Territory. Article 5 to 11. Article don't need to remember. Anyway, we just discuss that. Just discussing that how we will study the polity in our classes. Just illustration. You will not be find this illustration anywhere, but these are the way innovative way we'll teach you. So like each of the articles simply, even if you are studying, for example, you have drawn this illustration, you can post it in your study table or a study room. By looking to this image, you can study the constitution simply. Fundamental duty is like a moon. We are enjoying the right and we have a duties toward the states. It's like that. Moon, it is revolving around the earth. Like that. And then another case, we are also illustrating the content like the another question I will give you. Fundamental rights means rights. DPSP means policy. Out of this option, it was a APSC question this year. Out of this option, which one is right? Which one is right, you think? Which one is right? C is the right. A keyword is also the right. Understood? Thinking out of the box, can you solve it? You didn't study DPSP, you didn't study the fundamental right. Assume. And we didn't taught you. Fundamental right means right enjoyed by us. Right. So they are called as rights. DPSP means policy. Policy directive given to the states. Here the question was not part of DPSP. Which of the following is not part of policy? That is right only. Right is not part of DPSP, it is fundamental rights. Answer is C. Simple. Logic, common sense, thinking out of the box, you got the answer without studying. This was the APSC question this year. When we study fundamental rights in polity, anybody studied polity before? Yes. You have studied polity. Some fundamental rights will be available to any person. That means when you study fundamental rights, we are the citizen of this country. Then some of the people not a citizen of this country, maybe they are citizen of America, citizen of Australia, citizen of Nepal, or citizen of any other country. They are known as foreigner. Some of them are legal person. Legal person means a company which is registered under any of the law, company law, society law. They are called as corporation companies. They are recognized as legal person. So some fundamental right may be only available to citizen. Some will be available to foreigner, maybe entire people, like that. So when you study fundamental right, we'll illustrate like this. Article 14 is deal with equality before law. Equality before law. The code language to remember article was before law. B is the second letter in the alphabetical order. L is the 12th letter. Article 14. We are also teaching how to remember article by following. This technique is known as alert techniques. So before law, that means everyone, that means any person, that not only citizen, any persons, they must be treated equally before the law. Everyone must be treated equally in front of the law. That is equality before law. If it is Rahul Gandhi, if it is Pradhan Mantri, Prime Minister, or any persons, everyone is equally in front of the law. Any person. But some fundamental rights when you study, these are available only to these citizens. For example, right to equality or equal opportunity in public employment. When you are writing APSC exam, first qualification they will say that must be citizen of this country. Have you seen that? Notification. You must be the citizen of this country. So Article 16 cover those areas. Equal opportunity in public government job. UPSC, APSC exam. Citizen is the first criteria. You must be the citizen of India. That means Article 16 is an example where it is only available to citizens. Freedom of press, only available to citizens. Like that, This way we will study which are available, which are not available. And when we have taken a class in the last session and we have discussed APSC 2021 question. Can you solve this question now? Here they are asking about which of the following fundamental rights are only available to citizen of India. That means among the following, those rights must be only to the citizen of India. And you have only studied this one. Now this one you tell me, is it available only to the citizen or all person? All person. I mean this statement should be an answer or wrong? Asking about only available to citizen. Is it correct or wrong? Wrong. 2 is eliminated. Can you give me the answer now? 2 is here, 2 is here, 2 is here. Only one option is remaining. I got the answer. 1 and 4. That means we have solved 2021 APSC question by only studying one article, equality before law. Understood? Now we are going to write APSC next year. 2023. No? What the answer? Simple, same question. They repeated. There is no change. Same question was asked. Same pattern. Option is same. 1 and 4. This was we have practiced already in the session. Students got easy. And we already taught this method also. Following the previous question is also getting a benefit that sometimes they will repeat the same question in the same way. Understood? Now, next one. Just a techniques to remember article. Can you solve? It was a APSC 2021 question I will take. You have studied the article, I think. We have discussed. Article? Answer will be. At least you have studied 14. Question was asking about equal opportunity in matter of public employment. You know this is not this one. Equality before law, we discussed it is article 14. Answer? Anybody agree with the Bombay? C? Delhi? Confused. My code language is equal opportunity. How many letters are in this word? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Article 16. Confusing. No? I got the subject from here. Article, remembering. I am not memorization. I got to have a code language. That code language I will get from the question paper. I'm just writing and counting it. Like this way. Article 16. We'll also teach you these techniques, how to remember article. Similar way, for example, not discussing this. Article 3 was the most important. For example, recently you have changed this. You have seen the news regarding maybe border dispute. Our Assam, currently the name of the state Assam is Assam. Tomorrow, if you want to change it, Pragjoti, the old name, or Assam, or Ahom. Imagine like we want to change our state name. If any name need to be changed, if for example, if Assam state name need to be changed, it has to be done by the parliament only. The parliament is only empowered to do under Article 3. Any changes going to be happen with any state in India, it has to be done by the parliament. And for those changes, the prior recommendation of the president is must. It has to be recommended by the Draupadi Murmu, the current president of India. Before recommending this, our prime president of India, that is prior recommendation is required. Before that, the president of India will send a reference to the state assembly of Assam. And Mama, and your assembly, you are going to change your name of the Assam. You can refer, you can express your views on that, whether you agree or not. You can express your views. So this will be referred by the President of India to the concerned state assembly. That is, we are having Assam State Legislative Assembly. So in dispute, they will take and they will express their view to the president. Yes, we are happy with the Pragjoti, but we are not happy with the Assam. They can express, or if we are not agree with the new name, we are suggesting new name. This can be done. So that means before any changes is going to be done or introduce any bill for changing the name of the Assam, the prior recommendation is required, and now along with that, President of India will refer the same view to the State Legislative Assembly for expressing that. But even if our Legislative Assembly has expressed anything, that is not bound to President, not bound to the Parliament. If our mama is telling that I'm not happy about this name, whether you happy or not, no matter, we will go with that new name. President will say that your views, your expression is, we are not bound. We are not bound to your views. We are all following according to our will. We already decided that it will be changed into Pragjoti. We are going to change. Then the bill will be introduced in the Parliament. This way they will make the changes. And this year, a question was asked in the APSC 2020. This was model question we already given to the student. This way we are teaching in our classes. Article 3. Creation of new state. That is also part of Article 3. Okay. It can be creating a new state. It can be changing the name. It can be alter the boundary, anything. Parliament can only be done. Statement 1. President of India is required to refer the bill to affected states in order to know their views. President of India required to refer such a bill to affected state for expressing their view. Are you agreed? Expressing the view, President will send it. And there is no irregular word. Irregular, there is no unusual keyword like not been, cannot be is not there. It is kind of a giving some information to us. These are known as general statements. Giving you information, mostly correct. The president is bound to accept the opinion view affected by the state in making recommendation to the prayer. Do you think that the president is bound or not bound? What you have studied? So that means this statement is wrong. If 2 is wrong and 1 is correct, what will do? 2 is wrong. I have eliminated Bombay. I have eliminated Delhi. One is correct. 1 is correct. What will be the correct answer here? Oh, this you have identified. It is asking or not correct. Thank you. Some questions are like that, tricky. So that if any questions asking about not correct, what we have to do? I didn't wrote this way because of that I could not find. Because I didn't read the question carefully. So that we have to read the question carefully, whether they are asking about not correct or not. If they're asking about not correct, but in order to remember those, we have to write in a big letter not. That is why I have ended up with confusion, whether 1 or 3, both are correct for me. So this is another techniques. When they are asking about not correct, you should write in a big letter not. Otherwise, me, we will forget. So now the reading will be different if it is not correct. Statement 1 is correct. So if it is a correct, I will mark here as correct. Earlier I have marked here. Now I have to mark here. That means if it is a correct statement, 1 is wrong. Understood? So now I am eliminating A, I am eliminating D. I hope you have understood now. The method is now different because it was asking about not correct. The usage of your pen is different now. I am marking here is correct and eliminating this. Second statement, president is bound. You know that it is not bound. This statement is wrong. We are marking wrong here and opposite to that 2 is correct. 2 only. So this is a way solving question is different way. If it is not correct, the using of the pen is different. The correct answer to this question was 2 only. Because this is also correct, this is wrong. That is, Parliament cannot introduce the bill without the prior recommendation of the President. That means only with the recommendation of the President it can introduce. Otherwise, it cannot introduce. So third statement is correct. That means here asking about not correct. So the answer is only two, only is the correct answer. This solving question is different way. So otherwise you will end up wrong. That I did. And that was a demo. In order to teach you that not correct, sometimes we will not see. By following that method, you will end up in wrong. So that was a demo. But she already identified that that is good. That is, she already identified it was asking not correct. Like some questions are like that, tricky. So this way we will have to solve the questions, and I hope we have understood. So all the classes will be provided in the recorded classes if it is online or offline. We are taking the classes recorded format, and the classes will be recorded. So these recorded classes, it will be useful for your revision purpose. Then along with the mains, we'll also have a how to write mains answer structure. That, like I told you, the mains blank sheet will be provided, and within this space you have to write an answer like this. This is a mains exam. I'm not going to discuss about mains, just conclude that this is a kind of the question they were asked already in UPSC exam. Discuss the role of vice president, because vice presidential election was recently held. So based on the current affair, they were asked in the mains question. So this is an example that we'll show to the student the model answer 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll ask them which one is you think is the accurate correct answer, like that. We'll have an exercise regarding the mains answer, how to write mains answer. So these are the way that we'll teach them. Current affair also we have daily news analysis based on the Hindu. We'll provide in the PDF format. And apart from that, we will take current affair classes in our sessions. Current affair test series will be there in every week. Current affair portion will be asked, and the exclusive ACS Pro current affair session will be there. That is, we are only taking exclusive current affair session separately. Most important current affair. Like the current affair also, they are exclusively covered in our session along with this material. With this, I'm ending the sessions, and I will take over the session to our Assam portion faculty and Gitans, and I will handle with that and also explain you in a simple language, in your own language, about the syllabus. And I hope you have got some idea regarding how to prepare and what is there exactly and how we deal with the subjects, not randomly. There is a scientific strategy we will follow, and accordingly we will go through this. And if you are following this method, you will qualify. That is a guarantee I can tell you. If you are following this scientific method, you can qualify. Otherwise, the time will pass. We may not be able to qualify, and every question is surprise for us. So here there is no surprise. We are ready, and we are a civil service. Any problem, give me. I have a solution to it. Understood? Thank you all. You can take a 2-minute break. Oh, almost. When I start class, I will never stop. The problem. Anyway, you can take a break, 3 or 2 minutes, then we can continue with the session. Thank you. Hope you have understood and enjoyed this one. If you have any doubts also, you can ask after the session. The beautiful place of the people, they're always welcome. As part of Indian culture, we are living something where we are feeling useful. You are taking the left hand and taking the right. That is not part of our space. Definitely, we are living in our space with practice. When it is Assam, then everything is given by everything with respect. Now, and if any person like unknown to us, they will call us, come, have a tea. Mostly whenever we went to this tea estate or some other places in Assam for different visits, and most of the cases they will like, please come, have a seat, have a tea, and enjoy with us. Like, that is our approach. And it gives us the different who's coming. We are also waiting for that meeting festivals. Hello everyone. Sara iman dhuniake bujai gol buji pala thik ase amar eta thaki gol Ahom paper khon GS5 thik ase GS5 ত আমি কি পঢ়িম কি আছে ইয়াত জেনাৰেল সাবজেক্ট বিলাক থাকিব হিষ্ট্ৰি থাকিব হেৰিটেজ কালচাৰ সোশ্যাল জাস্টিস ইন্টাৰনেশনাল ৰিলেশন অসমৰ লগত কি ইন্টাৰনেশনাল ৰিলেশন আছে বাকি জিএস ত আমি যিখিনি পঢ়িছিলো সেইখিনি আমি অসমৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত এতিয়া পঢ়িম তাৰ পিছত থাকিব ইকোনমিক ডেভেলপমেন্ট বায়োডাইভাৰ্সিটি এটসেট্ৰা এটসেট্ৰা ঠিক আছে হিষ্ট্ৰি তাৰ এটা প্ৰথম পেপাৰ হ'ব এখন পেপাৰ থাকিব 250 মাৰ্কছৰ ফৰ APSC মেইনছ ফাৰ্স্ট কি আহিব হিষ্ট্ৰি আৰ্ট এণ্ড কালচাৰ হেৰিটেজ এণ্ড সম ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট পাৰ্সনছ ফ্ৰম আসাম হিষ্ট্ৰি বুলি ক'লে কি হ'ব গোটেই হিষ্ট্ৰিখন পঢ়িম নেকি এনচিয়েন্টৰ পৰা মডাৰ্ণলৈকে সব পঢ়িম নেকি নিশ্চয় নালাগে তাৰ পৰা আমি কিছুমান সিলেক্টিভ পঢ়িম ফৰ এক্সাম্পল আমি কি পঢ়িম মেজৰ ডাইনেষ্টিজ অফ আসাম কি ডাইনেষ্টি আছিল কোনে কবেবা ইয়া Ahoms and Bormon dynasty the Ahom dynasty the Koch dynasty Salasama dynasty তাৰ গোটেই ডাইনেষ্টি ফৰ এক্সাম্পল Ahom dynasty কিমান জন ৰুলাৰ আছিল 41 জন ৰজাৰ বিষয়ে পঢ়িম নেকি নপঢ়ো তাত আমি কিছুমান স্পেসিফিক বস্তু পঢ়িব লাগিব ফৰ এক্সাম্পল আহোম মুগল কনফ্লিক্ট কোন কোন ৰজাৰ এটা সময়ত আহোম আৰু মুগলৰ মাজত সংঘাত হৈছিল আমি হেতু পঢ়িম তাৰ পিছত আমি কি পঢ়িম আহোম কছাৰী সংঘাত আহোম কোচ সংঘাত আমি এখিনি পঢ়িব লাগিব তাৰ পিছত আমি এডমিনিষ্ট্ৰেটিভ সিস্টেম অফ আসাম এনচিয়েন্ট টাইমছত কেনেকুৱা আছিল বৰ্মনসকলৰ দিনত অসমৰ শাসন ব্যৱস্থা কেনেকুৱা আছিল আহোমসকলৰ শাসন কালত আমাৰ শাসন ব্যৱস্থা কেনেকুৱা আছিল তেনেকে যদি আমি চাও কোচসকলৰ শাসনকালত কেনেকুৱা আছিল আমি হেখিনি পঢ়িব লাগিব আটাইতকৈ ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট টপিক মেইনছৰ এটা ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট টপিক লিটাৰেৰী এছ'চিয়েশনছ অফ আসাম অসমত কিছুমান লিটাৰেৰী এছ'চিয়েশন আছিল নাম ক'ব পাৰিবা কি আছিল আসাম এছ'চিয়েশন ইজ এ পলিটিকেল এছ'চিয়েশন অসমীয়া ভাষা উন্নতি সাধিনী সভা হেতুৱে পিছলৈ কি হল 1917 চনত অসম সাহিত্য সভা নামে জনাজাত হয় আমি হেখিনি বিষয়ে পঢ়িব লাগিব যেতিয়া আমি অসম সাহিত্য সভাৰ কথা পঢ়িম আমি কি পঢ়িম কিছুমান বিশিষ্ট সাহিত্যিকৰ বিষয়ে পঢ়িব লাগিব নাম ক'ব পাৰিবা কাৰ বিষয়ে পঢ়িব লাগিব বুলি ভাবিছা চন্দ্ৰকুমাৰ আগৰৱালা গুড লক্ষ্মীনাৰায়ণ বেজবৰুৱা তেনেকে আমি কিছুমান ব্যক্তিৰ বিষয়ে পঢ়িব লাগিব তাৰ পিছত আমি কি পঢ়িম ফেয়াৰছ এণ্ড ফেষ্টিভেলছ অফ আসাম আমাকতো বাহিৰৰ মানুহে কয় ন অসমৰ মানুহে বৰ উৎসৱপ্ৰিয় হয় আমি উৎসৱ পালন কৰো
কিছুমান গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ উৎসৱৰ নাম ক'ব পাৰিবা তোমালোকে কি আমি পঢ়িব লাগিব বৈশাগু আলি আই লৃগাং তাৰ পিছত আমি কি পঢ়িম জুদিবা ফেষ্টিভেল এতিয়া ৰিসেন্টলি কি হয় আমাৰ ইন্টাৰনেশনাল শিৱ ফেষ্টিভেল ক'ত প্ৰত্যেক বছৰ পালন কৰিছে শিৱসাগৰত প্ৰত্যেক বছৰ ইন্টাৰনেশনাল শিৱ ফেষ্টিভেল হৈছে তেনেকৈ অম্বুবাচী মেলা আহিব দিহিং পাটকাই ফেষ্টিভেল এই ফেষ্টিভেল বিলাকৰ থ্ৰুদি কি কৰা হৈছে এই ফেষ্টিভেল বিলাকৰ যোগেদি আমি আমাৰ অসমৰ লোক সংস্কৃতি অসমৰ খাদ্যাভাস অসমৰ ড্ৰেছ এইবোৰ আমি কি কৰিছো বিশ্বৰ দৰবাৰত পৰিচয় কৰিবলৈ সক্ষম হৈছো তাৰ পিছত আমি পঢ়িম কৈছিল অসম আগত অসম এছ'চিয়েশ্যন অসমত কিছুমান ৰাজনৈতিক সংগঠন জন্ম হৈছে ভাৰতীয় জাতীয় কংগ্ৰেছ কেতিয়া প্ৰতিষ্ঠা হৈছিলে 1885 কিন্তু অসমত যদি আমি চাওঁ অসমত বহুত দেৰিকৈ 1921 তে অসমত জাতীয় কংগ্ৰেছ প্ৰতিষ্ঠা হৈছিল তাৰ আগত কি আছিল অসম এছ'চিয়েশ্যন যোৰহাট সাৰ্বজনিক সভা সেইবিলাক বস্তু আমি পঢ়িব লাগিব তাৰ পিছত আমি পঢ়িব লাগিব ৰিলিজিয়াছ মুভমেন্ট বুলিলে কি কৰিম ভক্তি আন্দোলন হয়নে ভক্তি আন্দোলন নাম লোৱা মাত্ৰকে আমি শংকৰদেৱ মাধৱদেৱৰ কথা পঢ়িব লাগিব তাৰ পিছত আমি পঢ়িম অসমৰ কিছুমান বিখ্যাত ব্যক্তি উদাহৰণস্বৰূপে মই যদি কওঁ যোৱা বছৰ মেইনছত এটা প্ৰশ্ন আহিছিলে ভূপেন হাজৰিকাৰ ওপৰত ঠিক আছে এটা আহিছিলে কালীচৰণ ব্ৰহ্মৰ ওপৰত আমি সেইবিলাক মানুহৰ বিষয়ে কিছু পঢ়িব লাগিব ঠিক আছে নেক্সট আমি পঢ়িম জিওগ্ৰাফি অফ আসাম অসম জিওগ্ৰাফি বুলি ক'লে আমি কি বুজো আমাৰ তিনটা কথাই মনলৈ আহে ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰ উপত্যকা বৰাক উপত্যকা আৰু কি পাৰ্বত্য অঞ্চলসমূহ হয়নে হয় তাৰ ওপৰত আমাৰ কি হ'ব উপত্যকা ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰ উপত্যকা মানে ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰ নদীখনৰ ওপৰত প্ৰশ্ন হ'ব আমাৰ বৰাক নদীখন আমি পঢ়িব লাগিব এইবিলাক বস্তু পঢ়িব লাগিব আৰু অসমত কি সম্পদ আছে অসমত কি আছে অসমটো একদম সম্পদৰে ভৰা দেশ বুলি কোৱা হয় কি আছে অলপ ওচৰতে আছে দুলিয়াজান গ'লে কি পাম অইল পাম তাৰপিছত কয়লা চুনশিল হয়নে প্ৰাকৃতিক গেছ সেইবোৰ আমি পঢ়িব লাগিব তাৰপিছত আমি কি চাম অসমৰ জনসংখ্যাৰ গাঁথনি এতিয়া গাঁৱত জনসংখ্যা কম নে নগৰত জনসংখ্যা কম ক'ত বেছি চহৰ অঞ্চলত জনসংখ্যা বেছি চহৰ অঞ্চলত কিয় জনসংখ্যা বেছি কি কাৰণে বেছি তাত জনসংখ্যাৰ ঘনত্ব কিমান এইবিলাক বস্তু আমি অসম পেপাৰখনত পঢ়িব লাগিব ঠিক আছে আৰু আমি ইয়াৰ পিছত আমি পঢ়িম অসমৰ ইকনমি বুলে কি বুজো কৃষি হয়নে আৰু অসমৰ অৰ্থনীতিত কৃষিৰ উপৰিও উদ্যোগ ক্ষেত্ৰত যথেষ্ট গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ ভূমিকা আগবঢ়াই আছে এই ক্ষেত্ৰত অইল হওক ONGC হওক এইবিলাকে কি কৰিছে আমাৰ অৰ্থনৈতিক উন্নয়নত সহায় কৰিছে তাৰপিছত আমি এটা প্ৰথম মেজৰ ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰিজ অলৰেডি আমি কৈছো অইল ONGC কোল ইণ্ডিয়া হয়নে তাৰপিছত আমি ইকনমিক প্লেন আমাৰ চৰকাৰে আমাৰ জনসাধাৰণৰ কল্যাণৰ কাৰণে কিছুমান আঁচনি গ্ৰহণ কৰে সেইবিলাক আমি চাব লাগিব ঠিক আছে তাৰপিছত আমি পঢ়িম পলিটিকেল এণ্ড এডমিনিষ্ট্ৰেটিভ চিষ্টেমছ অফ আসাম ষ্টেট ৰিঅৰ্গেনাইজেশ্যন অসম আজি কি হয় সাত ভনী বুলি ক'লে কি কওঁ অসম আৰু ইয়াৰ উত্তৰ পূৰ্বাঞ্চলৰ ৰাজ্যসমূহ সেইসমূহ ৰাজ্য এটা সময়ত অসম আছিলে আৰু অসমৰ ৰাজধানী ক'ত আছিলে তেতিয়া শ্বিলঙত আছিলে হয়নে কিন্তু কি হ'ল ষ্টেটসমূহ পুনৰ আৰ্টিকল 3 কথা যে কোৱা হৈছিলে যে ৰাজ্যখনৰ নাম চেঞ্জ যিখিনি কৰা হয় সেইখিনি কি হ'ব ষ্টেট ৰিঅৰ্গেনাইজেশ্যন এটা ডাঙৰ এটা আন্দোলন হৈছিলে আন্দোলনটোৰ যোগেদি প্ৰথম আৰম্ভ হৈছিলে দক্ষিণ ভাৰতত আৰম্ভ হৈছিলে তাৰপিছত আমাৰ অসমৰ উত্তৰ পূৰ্বাঞ্চলত উত্তৰ পূৰ্বাঞ্চলত আমাৰ কি ৰাজ্য হ'ল অসমৰ পৰা গৈ মেঘালয় হ'ল অৰুণাচল হ'ল নাগালেণ্ড হ'ল তেনেকে আমাৰ ত্ৰিপুৰা হ'ল তাৰপিছত আমি পঢ়িব লাগিব কিছুমান এক্টৰ বিষয়ে শেহতীয়াকৈ আমি এটা ডাঙৰ আন্দোলন সবেই প্ৰত্যক্ষ কৰিলো কি আন্দোলন আন্দোলন বা চিটিজেনশ্বিপ এমেণ্ডমেণ্ট এক্ট যিখন হৈছিলে তাৰ এটা বিৰোধী আন্দোলন আমি সবেই কৰিলো তেনেকৈ কিছুমান INDT এক্ট হ'ব সেইবিলাক আমি পঢ়িব লাগিব তাৰপিছত আমি চাম অসমৰ সমস্যা কি আছে টেৰৰিষ্ট সমস্যা এটা সেইটো আমি পঢ়িব লাগিব তাৰপিছত APSC কনষ্টিটিউচনেল কিছুমান বডি আছে তাৰ ভিতৰত এটা অন্যতম হৈছে APSC যিটো পৰীক্ষা তোমালোকে সবেই দিয়াৰ পৰিকল্পনা কৰি আছা হয়নে গতিকে আমি APSC বিষয়ে পঢ়িব লাগিব আৰু অসম চৰকাৰে জনসাধাৰণৰ কল্যাণৰ কাৰণে কিছুমান এক্ট বনায় উদাহৰণস্বৰূপে পঞ্চায়তী ৰাজ এক্ট তাৰপিছত আমি যদি চাওঁ প্ৰণাম এক্ট প্ৰণামীটো কি সেইবিলাক আমি পঢ়িব লাগিব ঠিক আছে এইখনেই হৈছে আৰু এনভাইৰনমেন্ট এণ্ড ইকোলজি এণ্ড ডিজাস্টাৰ মেনেজমেন্ট অফ আসাম যিখনি আমি জিএছ 3 ত আমি পঢ়িম ইউপিএসসি তাৰ আমি অসমৰ পাৰ্টটো আমি জিএছ 5 ত পঢ়িম ঠিক আছে অসমত কি বন সুৰক্ষাৰ কাৰণে কি আইন আছে সেইখিনি পঢ়িব লাগিব বিভিন্ন সংগঠন আছে আমি যদি ডিব্ৰুগড়ৰ পৰা তিনচুকীয়া ফালে যাওঁ ৰাস্তাৰ ৱালত কিছুমান লিখা থাকে বৈচিত্ৰ্য ধৰণী হয়নে সেইবিলাক আমি চাব লাগিব তাৰ পিছত ইন্টাৰনেল সিকিউৰিটি যদি আমাৰ অসমৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত হয় সন্ত্ৰাসবাদী সমস্যা হয়নে সন্ত্ৰাসবাদী সমস্যা এটা প্ৰবজনৰ আমাৰ এটা সমস্যা আছে সেইটো পঢ়িব লাগিব আৰু অসমত যেটো সমস্যা আৰু এটা প্ৰধান সমস্যা হৈছে কি প্ৰাকৃতিক দুৰ্যোগ অসম এখন দুৰ্যোগ প্ৰবণ ৰাজ্য বুলি কোৱা হয় আমাৰ ইয়াত বানপানী হয় ভূমিস্খলন হয় ভূমিকম্প হয় সেইসমূহ বিষয় পঢ়িব লাগিব সেইসমূহ যেতিয়া আমি পৰিস্থিতিৰ সন্মুখীন হওঁ আমাৰ চৰকাৰে কি ব্যৱস্থা হাতত লৈছে আমি সেই বস্তুখিনি পঢ়িব লাগিব এইখনে আমি থুলমূলকৈ অসম সিলেবাছত পঢ়িব লাগিব এটা চাবলৈ গ'লে এখন বিৰাট ডাঙৰ সিলেবাস হয়নে তাৰ মাজত আমি কোনখিনি পঢ়িম সেইটো আমি জানিব লাগিব ঠিক আছে আৰু অলৰেডি ছাৰে কৈছিলে যে সিভিল সাৰ্ভিস এক্সামৰ এটা গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ পাৰ্ট হৈছে কাৰেন্ট এফেয়াৰ্স ঠিক আছে কাৰেন্ট এফেয়াৰ্সৰ আমি কি কৰিম আমি পঢ়ি গোটেই পেপাৰখন আমাৰ পঢ়িবলৈ সময় হ'ব নে সময় গোটেই পেপাৰখন আমাৰ পঢ়িবলৈ সময় হয় জানো দা হিন্দু সবে কয় যেতিয়া আমাৰ সিভিল সাৰ্ভিসৰ প্ৰিপাৰেচন কৰিম যেতিয়া আমি সিভিল সাৰ্ভিসৰ প্ৰিপাৰেচন কৰিম আমি কি কৰিম গোটেই হিন্দুখন পঢ়া হয়নে 20 পেজৰ এখন হিন্দু পঢ়িবলৈ আমাৰ সময় হ'ব ডেইলি নহয় হেহে আমি আমাৰ ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীসকলৰ সুবিধা হোৱাকৈ আমি হিন্দু পেপাৰখন অতি সংক্ষিপ্ত ৰূপত আমি বনাও যিসমূহ পৰীক্ষাৰ কাৰণে দৰকাৰী yes yes এখন চোৱা আমি প্ৰত্যেক দিনাই প্ৰত্যেক তাৰিখে আমি হিন্দুৰ সামাৰি বনাও 8 এপ্ৰিল কালি তাৰিখৰ এখন হিন্দু হয় ইয়াত কি ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট টপিক আছে ঠিক আছে 1 2 3 4 5টা আমাৰ ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট টপিক আছে হয়নে এই 5টা টপিক আমাৰ পৰীক্ষাৰ লগত জড়িত আছে এই 5টা টপিকৰ বাদে বাকি হিন্দুখন আমাৰ পঢ়াৰ কোনো দৰকাৰ নাই এইখিনি আমি ডেইলি আমাৰ ষ্টুডেন্টসকলক প্ৰভাইড কৰোঁ নিহতেহে যদি আমাক কোনোবাই এনেকে পেপাৰখন বনাই দিয়ে আমাৰ কাৰণে সুবিধা হ'ব হয় নাই ঠিক আছে আমি তেনেকে আমি ডেইলি প্ৰত্যেক দিনাই আসাম ট্ৰিবিউন আৰু দা হিন্দু আমি দুইখন নিউজ পেপাৰ এনালাইসিস আমি বনাই আমাৰ ষ্টুডেন্টসমূহক প্ৰভাইড কৰোঁ এতিয়া তোমালোকে ইমান দেৰি শুনিলা কথাখিনি কিবা মইতো মন কৰিছো সবৰে চকুত এটা বহুত যেন শিকিছো এটা ভাব আহিছে হয় না তোমালোকে যথেষ্ট শিকিছা এটা কোৱাচোন তোমালোকে কি প্ৰবলেম আছে কি ডাউট আছে তোমালোকৰ কি কিবা ডাউট আছে সিলেবাসক লৈ
Okay, anyway, before the doubt session, I want to disclose you all the courses that we have. Okay, so how we plan, what we have in Academy of Civil Services. Already you have understood the syllabus, you have understood how you should prepare for each and every subject, right? But the main key, the backbone of all this preparation, like you have understood, as I have already told you that you have understood, you need to study from polity, history, economy, geography. But the big question mark is what topic we need to study inside this. So what we do is like these are our exclusive study materials, and in these materials what we have is the backbone of each preparation. Say for example, we have prepared a study plan. So what is this study plan? The thing is that our experts, they have evaluated the last 20 years question papers, both from UPSC and from APSC. And we have extracted those chapters from which the questions were coming continuously. So these are like the study plan. You can see the chapters are given here in each module. So this way we have separated the chapters. And not only the chapters, we have also mentioned the page number of which NCERT books you need to study. So we all know that we have to study from 6th standard NCERT, or we have to study from like very basic level, right? 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So all these classes, we do not need to study each and every book of class 6 and 7 and 8. From class 6, we can just extract some 2 chapters. From 7, we can extract 1 chapter. From 8, we can extract some 3 chapters. So this way, we will make a study plan. A take koi guti preparation to backbone. Hoine? Tumi jodi aji ghort goi gom pua that what I need to study tonight, which chapter I have to study before, right? Masot dhori, you can watch a video on 5th and the 6th schedule. For example, YouTube video ta sai lola tumaloge. Tar bikhoye to buji pai gola. Kintu tar agot ki ase? Hoine? Fundamental rights jodi tumalage video eta swa, taru belek bhag ase. Gutekhini bostu eta chronology anibo lagibo ami. Why? Because of the question pattern now they're asking in the APSC examination. And that is how they ask the questions in the UPSC. Because there will be a question like, consider the statements. And there will be some 4 statements. One statement will be from a chapter, another statement might be from another chapter. But you have to prepare it in a chronological order. Masot dhori question bank ba question book ba yearbook lo bina mukhasto korile, you will never be able to qualify the preliminary exam itself. Earlier the things were possible. Earlier it was like you can buy a yearbook, you can study the whole or by heart the whole of yearbook, and somehow you might clear the prelims. But mains it is not possible. 3 things are there for the mains. First thing is that abundant content has to be there in your mind. Prashnata jitya poa tumaloge likhibole karone you must have content in your mind, right? Then you will write the thing. So now how are you writing the answer? Hetur marks tumalage nije to 10 upor 10 diba. Hoy na nohoy? Kintu actually is it possible to get 10 on 10 in the mains? No. Right? How much marks you will get? That you will know when you evaluate your answer from an expert. So in the mains preparation, not only the content, the most important is to evaluate your answer. How much marks you should get on that particular answer that you have written. Now, the question is then how to get the maximum marks. For that, you need to learn the structure. You need to understand what you need to write down initially. Mane headline ki hobo, conclusion ki hobo. Masot keneke likhim. Tar logot ki diagram bonam ami. Flowchart bonam, column bonam, ne chart bonam. Where we will get maximum marks. So there are different patterns in understanding the mains examination. It's a process like a training, not a coaching. It's a training when we do it for the mains. But before the prelims, yes, you have to invest minimum a year. How much year? How many time? You have to spend 3 years for graduation, 2 years for masters. So of course, when we spend that amount of time to get a degree, then why can't we spend 1 year for our life? But if you want your life to be settled down, why can't you invest 1 year at least? And that too minimum 2 hours a day. And if it is possible for you, my dear aspirants, jodi tumalage pori asa, graduation kori asa, hoi gol graduation, sakori kori asa, ba family ase, whatever XYZ. If you feel that you can take out these 2 hours from these 24 hours that you have in a day, then yes, tumalage amar logot join hobo para. যদি তোমালোকে এফৰ্ড কৰিব পাৰা অফলাইন আহিব পাৰা আমাৰ 17 এপ্ৰিলৰ পৰা ক্লাছেছ ষ্টাৰ্ট হ'ব from 17 April we are going to start the classes morning 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and the same there will be a live online class ঘৰত বহি তোমালোকে ক্লাছখিনি এটেন্ড কৰিব পাৰিবা 7টাৰ পৰা 9টা the door is open তোমালোকে অনলাইন হওক অফলাইন হওক আহি পিনে আমাৰ ফেকাল্টি লগত ইন্টাৰেক্ট কৰিব পাৰিবা ৰিডিং হল আছে বহি তোমালোকে ইয়াত পঢ়িব পাৰিবা এটা গ্ৰুপ বনাব পাৰিবা সপ্তাহে আমি টেষ্ট ৰাখো Monday to Friday তোমালোকৰ এই ষ্টাডি প্ল্যান খনৰ মতে মই যেটো দেখাইছো ষ্টাডি প্ল্যান খনৰ মতে তোমালোকে পঢ়ি থাকিবা হয়নে সো এই ষ্টাডি প্ল্যান খনৰ মতে পঢ়ি থাকাৰ লগে লগে শনিবাৰে এটা কৈ টেষ্ট পোৱা যাব এই টপিকস বিলাকৰ ওপৰত তেতিয়া তোমালোকে গম পাবা like how much command you have received from the last classes that you have attended right so this way we used to do our classes here so anyway offline class or online class or details জানিবলে হলে you can communicate below in our reception that fees পাতি তোমালোকক কৈ দিয়া হ'ব কেনেকে fees পাতি দিব লাগিব হেকিটো কোৱা হ'ব আৰু prelims mains interview যেহেতু তিনিটা stage থাকে তোমালোকে 10 বাৰ prelims পাস কৰিলো বা mains পাস কৰিলো একো লাভ নাই নহয় ultimately you will be recognized in the society only when you clear the interview so we will guide you up to the interview prelims mains and interview all together our courses block থাকিব হ'ব so I hope today's session was good for you right and somewhere are you all motivated haine very good and now how many of you feel that you will be able to give this exam I mean তোমালোকৰ হে বিশ্বাসটো আহিছে নে যে এখিনি সিলেবাস আমি কৰিব পাৰিম এটা যে মই ফাৰ্ষ্টতে কলো NCERT বুলি so NCERT who studies the NCERT books you are doing graduation right তোমালোকৰ NCERT আছে জানো বা হেতু লেভেলত পঢ়িছা জানো তাতকে ওপৰতে পঢ়ি আছা then why are you asked to study NCERT books have you ever thought about it তোমালোকৰ স্কুল লেভেল ক্লাস 10 9 8 লেভেলৰ কিতাপ পঢ়ি আছা তোমালোকে সিভিল সার্ভিস এক্সামৰ কাৰণে so the content is that level you do not need to study PhD level or master level books but the point here is how much consistent you are তোমালোকৰ ধৈৰ্য কিমান আছে এই যে 7টা সাবজেক্ট তোমালোকক দিয়া হৈছে সিলেবাসত তাৰ ভিতৰত 7টা সাবজেক্টে পঢ়িছা নে দুটা সাবজেক্ট পঢ়ি বাকি কিটা এলা কৰিছা যদি তোমালোকে ভাবা যে নহয় মই গোটেইটা ঠিক আছে হিষ্ট্ৰীটো মোৰ অলপ কমজোৰ আছে নহব ক্লিয়াৰ কৰিব নোৱাৰিবা গোটেইটা সাবজেক্ট সমানে লাগিলে 50% ওপৰত থাকক প্ৰতিটো টেষ্টত কিন্তু থাকিব লাগিব যদি এটা সাবজেক্টত উইক আছা হেতু সাবজেক্টত মাস্টাৰ কৰা তোমালোকে কথাটো তেনেকুৱা হয় তাৰমানে civil service is not about like the most intelligent person in the class will only able to clear no civil service is not about তুমি bookworm হোৱা তুমি অকল পঢ়িয়ে থাকা ঘৰৰ ভিতৰত সোমাই বাহিৰত উলাই নোযোৱা ফ্ৰেণ্ডছ নাই তোমাৰ তুমি হেৰি নহয় মানে social নহয় then also you will never be a civil service officer interview মাৰ খাই যাবা you have to have a personality within you along with intelligence হয় না brain and the beauty দুটাই লাগিব বুজি পাইছা so anyway thank you all for coming today now anyway we three are here so তোমালোকৰ যিকোনো ধৰণৰ ডাউট যদি আছে you can communicate and you can discuss